I am multi-topic thought. Welcome to this new arrowverse video. So I will do some kind of retrospective about the Arrow TV show. I asked in a video, was Supergirl TV show any good? And I did the same with Black Lightning. And I'm like, let's do the same with Arrow. Now I only speak about shows that are done because it's unfair to judge a show that is not finished. So, with that being said, this is my take, this is my own opinion. A lot of people tend to say Arrow only had 2 good seasons out of 8. All depends on your taste and how you react to other people comments and how you just accept the opinion of the others and just agree with it or not. Now, I started my channel at the first place to make arrowverse content. When I started my channel, I was not getting that many views, so I was like, oh, maybe let's do some gaming, let's do some Boruto, whatever, let's find people that enjoy what I enjoy. And at the end, right now my channel has a lot of Advance Wars content because I see people enjoying Advance Wars and they watch my stuff without me sharing sometimes, and I like it. With that being said, I still want to speak about the arrowverse because I know one day maybe some people will see my stuff and enjoy it. Maybe my channel can grow in that direction. Now, enough spoke about me. Let's speak about Arrow. Arrow is my favorite TV show on the Arrowverse, at least. Now, Stargirl, if they maintain the quality, if season 3 is as good as 1 and 2, maybe Stargirl will replace Arrow. We will see. Only future will tell. Only once Stargirl is done, I will know if Arrow is still my favorite one. So far, Arrow is my favorite show, so maybe I have a bias. Maybe I just like darker stuff. Maybe I'm wrong and maybe I'm just crazy. So, now, why people believe there were only 2 good seasons? Let's think about that question. I have a few answers I will provide you in a moment. I believe that season 1 and 2 were impressive. And then season 3, they probably changed the showrunner or they were forced into changing some stuff. Keep in mind, season 3 was roughly 2014, 2015, I believe. Because season 1 was 2012, 2013, season 2, 2013, 2014. So, this means season 3 was 2014, 2015. Now, by that time, we had the DCU. Well, the early days of the DCU. I think at that point, Batman vs Superman, no, Superman was not out yet. It was about to be released in the theater, and they already had planned on making a Suicide Squad movie right after that Batman vs Superman. So since DC is weird and they do stupid choice, uh, they were like, oh yeah, Suicide Squad in the movie, no Suicide Squad in the TV show. So Arrow season 2 had us the Suicide Squad Task Force X being introduced to us, and I believe they would have played a much bigger role in season 3. But then DC was like, no, you don't have the right, you cannot do that. We will have our own movie. We don't want two versions of Deadshot. We don't want two of this, two of that. So do whatever you want as long as you don't touch Suicide Squad. So now they were like, okay, we are into Razagul League of Assassin. Let's keep going. We just killed off Sarah Lance because I don't know why they killed her off. Anyway, they wanted some drama. They wanted somebody to be dropped. I don't know. I don't know. So season 3 was mediocre for me. It was a huge downgrade from season 2. Uh, some people that should not be vigilante became vigilante because they were out of ideas for character arc. I am speaking about Laurel. Another great idea, yeah, Oliver may be a strong guy, but Ra's al Ghul is stronger. But yeah, let's have that shocking moment where we kill off Oliver. I knew it from the get-go they would kill him off. There's no way they would make it work that Oliver just killed Ra's al Ghul by the mid-season finale. So now, you remember the show we had in season 1 and 2? Yes, we had Mirukuru and we had a little bit of sci-fi in it, a little bit of not that realistic things happening, but nobody was brought back from the dead. That was still very grounded. Season 2 was very grounded. Despite Mirukuru, it was only role that could be ours. Because maybe Mirakuru soldier do exist in real life, but we just don't know it because we don't know everything. Just maybe. We don't know what the military are doing. We don't know what kind of future weapon countries are working on in secret. Now, I deviated from Arrow. Arrow season 3 was mediocre. For the back half, many episodes, Oliver was out of commission because he lost to Ra's al Ghul. What a surprise! He is brought back, and yeah, I also need to mention this. Season 1 and 2, flashbacks were very important. They were part of the bigger picture. They were part of the story. They were helping us to understand present day. They made sense. But now in season 3, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's boring if we go back to the island. So let's lose control. Let's have some freedom and go to Hong Kong." Why did you do this show? Why? That was a bad idea because they are irrelevant. They are boring. They here and there. Out of all of the episodes we had in the flashback, there are only 4 in my mind that make sense, and maybe 5. I will be generous. Out of 23 episodes, 5 episodes had flashback pieces that were important. Oliver trying to go back to his family and being threatened to kill his family by Amanda Waller. The Miracle thing to restore memory. The virus storyline. The Akio and Masayo and the other girl storyline. And I think about it, the fifth one. Oh yeah, the fifth one is where Tommy is looking for Oliver. And maybe I can add up a sixth one when Oliver goes to starting and kill off the drug dealer. But even there, all the mentioned moments, if done properly, you could have done these six scenes or these six bullet points for the flashback under maybe 10 episodes instead of 23. But now what we got, flashback, I was like, okay, this happens. Sometime I was skipping flashbacks on my second watch because I rewatched. On my first watch, I was not that invested, but I was like, okay, it's the first time I watch. Maybe it will get better. Maybe I will get invested. I realized no, it's just boring. It's just not interesting. It's just not relevant to present day. It's just not good. So now, season 3 ended. Laurel is now vigilante as well. And guess what? Oliver wants to find love, so he fly away from Star City with Felicity. Do I want to watch that? I'm here for action. I'm here for Arrow. I'm here for. I'm not there for Kiss. I'm here for vigilante putting down people. That's what I like. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention Oliver did a deal with Malcolm to put down the League of Assassins from the inside, and at the end he gives the ring. I know it was part of the bargain, and I know Oliver maintained his word, and that would be the only way for Malcolm to be on board is to get something out of it. But Oliver is so dumb. Oliver stupid. Oh yeah, and wasted opportunity. Um, Maybe we could have gotten a fourth season where uh, Team Arrow and the others try to bring back Oliver from the League of Assassins, or maybe we can have a Oliver as the head of the demon across the world doing some League of Assassins stuff, and then maybe at some point he disband the group and go back to Starling City. That could be interesting storyline. But we did not got any of that. We got Oliver leaving Starling City with Felicity in a car, smiling for a wedding and kissing. That was bad. Season 4 was worse than 3. Now, it's not enough to bring back Oliver and Tia from the dead. They need to bring back Sarah again. Now, I like Sarah a lot. She was one of the best thing in season 2. But you kill her off and then you bring her back. I mean, decide you want her dead or there. Now, as I said, season 1 and 2 were amazing. Everyone will tell you this. And most people will also tell you season 4 is atrocious. And a lot of people gave up on the show in season 4. I cannot blame anybody. Coming to season 5, I had no hope. I was like, I will watch. It will be the last season of the show. It won't be as good as 1 and 2. I made my peace with it because 4, we got a meta-human that should be like a Flash threat, not a Green Arrow threat, because Damien Dark is OP. Each time Oliver encounters Damien Dark, he loses, except on the season finale, because at the end the hero must win. But yeah, uh, fight choreography, it's pretty bad in season 4. If you tell me you like people spinning around, flipping around, doing I don't know how many kicks, then go for it. You will enjoy your time. But if you like people punching, blocking, counter-attacking, doing some karate stuff, doing like put down someone with the legs, I don't know, some martial art, if you want martial art, you will cry watching season 4. Now, I must tell you this as well. The flashbacks were much better than 3. But that doesn't mean they were good, because here again, they were really boring. Uh, the flashback season was stretched for so long, and it could have been shorter. It could have been shorter, smaller, and better. But they dragged it on so long, forever, and it was not very interesting. It was boring. Now, at first, the mission to infiltrate the bad guys was interesting. But the bad guys are boring. So, yes, your idea is interesting, but your bad guys are boring. None of them is Flyer, none of them is Ivo. Ivo and Flyer are not impressive, but they are side villain. They are flashbacks villain. But the new one, oh my, the new one, the new one, the new one. I truly hate the guy. And it's not because he is a good villain, it's because he's boring. I remember Ivo being crazy and, like, forcing people to do crazy stuff. I know Flyers was, torturing people. Now, the new one is like, oh yeah, I have slave. Let's control slaves. Oh yeah, I want money as well because people come here to get some money. Flyers and Ivo were interesting. The guy from season 4, I don't even know his name, and I don't care. He is boring. Now, Damien Dark was amazing as a character, and the actor was well cast, but he is not on the right show. And everyone feels it. The tone of Damien Dark is not fitting for Arrow. And when you watch him in The Flash or Legends of Tomorrow, Damien Dark is amazing. People enjoy him. People like him. When you watch him in Arrow, people are saying he's good, but he's not at the right place. And also, now, Oliver is no more Oliver in season 4. He's speaking about his feelings all the time because reason, because it's felicity, because love, because felicity and friendship. We also get Donna Smoke, the worst character in the Arrowverse. Season 1 bet of Stargirl is probably as bad as Donna, but regardless. Donna Smoke, Felicity Mom, what is this? Yeah. We also get Anarchy. He has so many cringe inside of him and his dialogue. Oh my. Season 4 was painful. The next part of this video is the redemption. Season 5 was a masterpiece. In my own opinion, Season 5 saved the show. It was a return to form, people enjoyed it. Those who kept watching after 2 bad seasons in a row. It was a masterpiece, it was great. Many people will tell you Season 5 is their favorite one. I'm one of these people. Season 5 is the best season the show ever had. Prometheus, Vigilante, Curtis Church, uh, Tobias Church. Anyway, the first dog and the first like 3 or 4 episode, uh, amazing. I liked it. It was a crime drama about Oliver Queen becoming the Green Arrow, the one that knows how to fight, the one that was missing in season 4. And we get the Russia flashbacks. Now, they were flawed. They were not perfect. But I must tell you this. They are much better than the flashbacks we had in 3 and 4. They make sense, they are interesting, and they feel different. They are good for the most of it. Season 5 is back to where Arrow was in Season 2. Now, of course, you will tell me, oh, the cast is too big. This is true. But we need new character. I mean, they killed off Laurel in Season 4. Sarah is on Legends. So, yeah, we need more people. And Roy as well left. So, we need more people. So, Laurel was replaced by Dinah. Early in the season, we had Ragman. I liked Ragman. We also got Wild Dog to replace Roy, I'm guessing. So people will tell me, oh, the team is too big. But in fact, it's not that much bigger. You feel like it's bigger, but it's basically the same people. Now, of course, Diggle is more on the field, and this is a fact. But most of the time, when Diggle is on the field, Diggle is like on Oliver's side. What I mean by there is like Oliver backup. And that makes sense because Diggle is old Team Arrow, if we can call it that way. Now, the character I'm not on board with is Curtis Old, Mr. Terrific. Now we got Felicity, she's already the tech person. We don't need two tech geeks. You can kill Felicity off, or you can kill Curtis off if you want. I don't care. But here again, it's sneak peeks because the overall season 5 was great, as I said. The team may feel a bit too big, sorry, but it is still very good, very strong. Now we got the underrated season 6, and I'm guilty of that. For a long time, I thought season 6 was mediocre at best. For a long time, I thought it was just a bit better than season 3. I was wrong. On my second watch recently, I realized it was average. It was not impressive. It was not amazing. It was a downgrade from 5, but what can you expect? You did 5 seasons already, it's season 6. Oliver is mayor, now he has a son. So, of course, it's not the show it was in season 1, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Season 6 has a lot of flaws. I'm not a fan of New Team Arrow. New Team Arrow is really bad. Remove New Team Arrow, Season 6 is much better. Caden James, dumb, stupid, but at least he's killed off, so we get another villain. Black Siren, amazing. Quentin, amazing. Quentin felt like a ghost in Season 5 and 4. Pointless character. Well, not really in 4. Quentin had things to do, but Season 5, remove Quentin. The season still works. Now, as I said, New Team Arrow was the issue with Season 6, and a lot of people did not like Season 6 because of New Team Arrow, and secret and trust issue lies are always a lazy way to have some, like, plot device, if we can call it that way, to move the story along. Um, so yeah, Season 6 was okay. It was not bad. It was not mediocre. It was okay. Now, Season 7, the start, the first 9 episodes, including the crossover, was amazing, masterpiece level. But guess what? The back half is a disaster. It's boring, it's bad. Yes, we get some good stuff here and there, but not enough to tell, yo, this is an amazing season. No, Emiko Queen is such a bad character and she's the villain. Why? Why? Now we also get amazing episode like the episode with the canaries, the episode where we get a documentary about vigilante. A lot of good stuff. And Dinah, for once, I'm on board with her because in season 6 she was terrible. I did hate the character a lot in season 6. So they saved Dinah in season 7. Now, season 8 was a good closure. It was not perfect, and I know why. They wanted, Stephen Amell wanted to finish in season 7, and that could make sense because they end the cycle of violence with Oliver leaving the battlefield to raise his daughter. But then CW was like, yeah, we want to do a Crisis on Infinite Earth. Can you do a 8th season with us? Now Oliver was like, Stephen Amell was like, if we get a limited deal with 10 episode, I'm on board. This is what happened. Season 8 was a closure only for Crisis on Infinite Earth and a bad spin-off that got cancelled before being born. So now, season 8 was okay. It was a good closure. The series finale was a masterpiece. I liked it a lot. So, in my own opinion, Arrow is amazing. Season 3 and 4 are bad. Season 5, amazing. Season 6, okay. Season 7, okay. I forgive them for Emiko only because of the present storyline. Season 8 was okay because we had Crisis in it. And we had a lot of character moments. And it's a love letter to the fan. So season 8 was done the right way. Now, to properly answer to the question, was Arrow TV show any good? Maybe we should take a look to Rotten Tomatoes, not the critics, the people who watched the show, the audience. What were their thoughts? Now, I won't go in depth with their comments. I will only read what I can read without showing more. I will also read my own comments, and we will go to the conclusion after that. Um, yeah, let's do this. So we are back with the worst season. Look at that. 85% critics, 40 the audience. Oh my, this is low. Let's log with Facebook. I know I left a comment there. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I did. So this is my opinion there. You like soap opera? This is your show. You like a show where all supporting characters have more to do than your main character? This is your show. As a fan, I should say. Can I edit this? Can I edit it? As a fan, because my eyes are bleeding reading this. Okay. So let's keep reading. As a fan of season 1 and 2, watching this season truly irked me. All the things I didn't like from past season were back, and said things came back on steroids. Damien Dark as a villain was interesting, but it was too powerful for a more grounded hero like Green Arrow. The season is where relationship became more important than being a superhero. The whole idea of having a mystery death was interesting, but the death itself wasn't properly done. It was disrespectful to the character. Yes, we had foreshadowing, but that doesn't mean the death was well done. Remember when Oliver was able to take down several enemies because he trained and became a weapon? Yeah, forget about that. Fight choreography is shit. The season finale was where Arrow became a parody of itself. They turned Felicity into a annoying, crying character. Pretty much everyone can take down Oliver now, for some reason. Dark Oliver Final Fight was a joke. Two League of Assassins only punching each other like drunk people leaving the bar was awful to watch. Plot armor saved Oliver so many times. Damien Dark could probably have been able to kill Team Arrow on the first three episodes. Flashbacks were better this uh then. Oh, this season than season 3, I guess. Many good ideas were in this season, but none of said ideas were well executed. Count the number of spin, flip, kick the people on each fight. Most of the people Most of the episodes are boring. Felicity and Friend's show was hard to watch. Nicole and Oliver friendship was amazing during the first three seasons. Yes, Oliver did bad choice, but that's no reason for Diggle to hold a grudge toward Oliver, even if Layla did forgive Oliver for his mistake. Better than Legends of Tomorrow, but among the worst season of the Arrowverse ever had. I forgot to mention that everyone is now part of Team Arrow. The show become too crowded. So yeah, it passed the time, as they say. 40% is generous, generous. Seeing season 4 made me ask myself one question. Just whom do they think they are fooling? Oliver Queen's come in front of the camera and says he is not Arrow but Green Arrow. Yeah, right. I'm over this now. It was really boring. About time he became Green Arrow, I liked Damien Darr, but it seemed to drag, but it was always fun when he was on screen. It just didn't seem to do well with a 23 episode run. The season focused on Oliver and Felicity love drama and not on the Green Arrow himself. This is true. I'm gonna say two words and all of you will understand. Felicity sucked in all ways she can. Disappointed with this season. This season was not Arrow, and it was a weird cartoon magic piece of crap. Oh my, your body will shake. I hope this is a meme. Season 4 of Arrow is by far the worst season of Arrow yet, and even as the show ended, it's the worst. The villain of the season, Damien Dark, was just terrible villain. Even thought the actor did a good job. People were not happy in season 5, 4, I mean, 4. 4. So now it got back on his feet, went from 40% to 64. You can tell people enjoyed it much more. Okay, let's here again I got no comments because I have not rewatched yet season 5. Would have 5 stars if they didn't add the recruits that feels they don't have to prove anything, earn all his trust. and Felicity turning her back on Ollie when he gave a speech. Season 5 really helped redeem the show for many. Thought it was a bit slow in the beginning. It soon picked up pace and became what I'd call a perfect comeback. One of the greatest season finale for a superhero TV show. I should say it's the second greatest. The best one, on my side at least, was season 6. The BBEJ was over the top, and there was some iffy storytelling and writing, but overall it was still entertaining. Amazing, amazing, awesome villain. The finale was so good. While the season isn't perfect, with the addition of Prometheus, managed to become the best season of the Arrow. The actor and the rivalry with Oliver make this great. This season was good comeback, but there's a few problems in this season because the new Team Arrow is not that good. They should have made Oliver Queen alone, I guess. Arrow is brilliant. I thought season 5 was good, kinda like a soft reboot with new heroes joining the fight. The big bad was good too. People are happy, people are on board. You see, when you do a good show, people praise your show. So let's go over to other comment elsewhere. Season 6 will have another drop. Youch. Almost as bad. Even critics do not like it. I always remembered this season as being mediocre, probably a bit better than season 2, but then I rewatched this season. Second watch was much better than the first one. Not the best season of Arrow, not the worst. The first half had miss and it episode, the middle half had it and miss episode, and the few episodes leading to the season finale were amazing. Season 6 is a mixed bag of the worst and the best episode Arrow TV show aired. Let's speak about the bad episode, then the good one. The good episode. The bad episode were bad because they were about lies, destroying trust, a cliche thing CW overused to drive the story around because this was the easy way, the lazy way. New Team Arrow was hard to watch, most of them were made unlikable. Dinah always speaking about revenge and holding a grudge against Oliver. Curtis is just a boring Felicity that also hide things to his team. All the trust speech aren't natural and they all sound cringe. Some less good episodes were boring. Caden James is a character that is a living paradox. He didn't investigate his son's death. He didn't even thought someone could doctor a picture, yet they show the character as being smart. They also found a way to ruin season 5 cliffhanger by not killing any important character. The cast is too big. The villain controlling the city is a cliche. Plot armor also protected Oliver many times. FBI agent Watson was boring. She was just a plot device to set up season 7, and she came back too many times. The good now. The action, the fight scene were well done most of the time. Despite a too huge cast, most characters have character arcs, except for maybe Tia. Black Siren and Ricardo Diaz are interesting. Kaiden James was surely better than Ra's al Ghul, but he was still among the weakest villain in the series. Deathstroke two-part episode was amazing. The Dragon episode was among the best the series ever had. Return to Basic episode felt like the old school Arrow show from season 1 or 2. Episode 22-23 were both amazing. Here again, among the best episodes in the entire show. Episode 9 was bad. The episode about Dinah Revenge aren't great. old and new Team Arrow being divided lowered the overall quality of the show. Caden James as well. The scene of Caden was much better than his setup. Anatoly was one of the best parts of the season. Vigilante was interesting. If you enjoyed Arrow season 1, 2, 3, you will enjoy this season despite the flaws. I recommend to watch it at least once. It's not perfect, and it's a downgrade after seeing season 5, but a clear step up after season 3 for disaster, driving the show toward the right direction. Season 6 of Arrow is average at best, with both great moments and bad moments. I did hesitated between season 6 and 7 out of 10, but giving this a 6 is unfair since the show is clearly better season 6 than what we had on season 3, and I gave season 3 a 6. Looking forward to rewatch the series again, including this season. I had a lot of things to say because season 6 could have been such a great follow up for 5, but they failed. They failed this show. Now, there's another step up, you see. Went from 45 to 50. Now, critics are sold. Coming to season 7, I had no expectations. Season 6 was average at best. And I was. I almost forgot something very important about season 6. Other people thought. Man, Season 6 assured me that Arrow shall no longer go back to those Season 3-4 days. Finally, the show got rid of those flashback scenes, although they were shown in a different way. A rough season filled with too much drama and not enough good heroing, setting up too many elements for the future and only doing half-baked writing. Terrible villain and a mediocre plot at best. This season is just terrible. I love this show very much. This season was lame. Oliver is a weak hero and his team is useless. The story started to get weak and boring in episode 9 to 23. Oh my. Okay. It is just insane to be exciting. Arrow season 6 is a bit of a weird season. The season has one main villain that we don't know is the main villain till halfway in. This season had some good episode and some bad episode. Season 6 to me was maybe the worst season and had some really bad writing error for some character that made no sense and was kind of annoying. I think you forgave too much season 4 and I think you just blacked out and forgot season 4. Were you drunk when you made that post when you said season 6 is maybe the worst? Season 4 is clearly worse than that. This was a little bit of. Okay. Well, you see, some people liked, other than not. And it's normal. Now, let's go over to my opinion. I like to give my opinion. Coming to season 7, I had a no expectation now. Season 6 was average at best, and I was also worried to see the prison storyline being rushed. I was wrong, the prison storyline was well done and long enough. The prison storyline was at its best. It was one of the best stories the show had during its 8 season run. The flash forward started strong and interesting, but the more they took space, the less interesting they became. Mia William getting back together was interesting at best. Mia was a boring female Oliver, one-dimensional and atrocious to watch. She's too cute to be a badass, and I don't buy her when she acts off. She belongs in a hair salon. She should do her nail or something. Dinah, Sarah Lance, and Black Siren are all badass and they are well acted and they feel like their characters. They don't try to emulate or copy other characters. William was fine. Emiko Queen, bad villain. Sadly, she is not well written and she's not well acted. She's just a bit better than Kaden James or Ra's al Ghul, the worst villain the series had, which is sad. Or working with Team Arrow only to backstab Oliver wasn't interesting. The Ninth Circle was boring. The Longbow Hunter were wasted since they just vanished once Diaz was sent in jail. I think the first idea was for the new Green Arrow to be a true hero, but then they ran out of ideas and they decided to create a weird plot twist to turn Emiko into the villain. Fight scenes were great. Roy Harper coming back was amazing, and it felt like we were back to the good days of the show. Oliver becoming consultant helping SCPD was interesting. The new mayor was boring. Felicity going bad to stop Diaz was interesting. Oliver dealing with PTSD from prison was also great. Episode number 170 or 175 of the show was great. It was 7x12, I believe. It's not, I believe it was 7x12. I just rewatched it a few days ago. Tommy coming back was interesting. Waldug wanting to help new Green Arrow was good. The Go Argus storyline was well done. 7.5 out of 10 seems fair for a flawed but good season we got with season 7. Overall ideas of ending the circle of violence was also an interesting as a team. So let's read. Let's read. Season 7 is probably the most forgettable season of Arrow out there, which is really surprising because it actually has one of the best start. Yes and no. Like, I feel like season 6 to forget much more about it. This season provide a refreshing new direction for the show. DC are known for their concealment of identities of their heroes, and the decision to go against this made it interesting. Too much of the emphasis on the future and the show coming after versus dealing with the present and our main character. I agree with that. The most stale season of any TV I've ever watched. The pacing is so bad I gave up after. Wait! After the first 5? This is insulting. Dude, the prison storyline is a masterpiece. Go away, go to sleep, you're drunk. That was such an awesome surprise. Well, great action. One of the greatest seasons, in my opinion, with the flash forward and the whole concept, and how the team in the past just gets better and better. The villain wasn't that good. Running out of gas. Shame. Such a great show. We'll never forget the first couple of series which were epic. I hope you don't include season 4. So people are divided here again. You see, it went back to 56, which is good. Just finished rewatching that great season. It was much better than what I remembered. The major issue is the fact that they spent season 7 and 8 to set up a spin-off that never happened. Just because of that, this season don't deserve 9 out of 10. Arrow was built to probably get 5 seasons until the Arrowverse got a lot of praise and success, leading me to believe they went to 8th season because of the several crossover the show had over the years. I overheard that Stephen Amell wanted the show to end with season 7, but he got a deal for a shorter 8th season to have the Crisis on Infinite Earth event to happen. Arrow 7th season felt like the flawed ending of the show, and season 8 felt like an epilogue and goodbye letter to the fan. I don't know the comic very well, but I believe lots of things happened to follow the comic. Otherwise, why cutting Roy's Harper arm? The story arc Oliver is going through during that season was very interesting. Accept your fate and don't run away from it. Black Siren, aka Laurel from Earth 2, was also amazing. I was never a fan of Laurel after season 2 ended, since I didn't like everything she got during season 3 or 4. New Laurel, the one from Earth 2, was much more interesting, and she got a lot of growth during season 5, 6, 7, 8. Black Siren earned her redemption. Diggle was also great as usual. The future storyline was too long. When Oliver's kids were brought to present day, it was great since future storyline did drag down the show. The smaller cast was great. No character was there just to be there. They all had purposes. Purpose? Nah, I don't know. Each episode felt like season 1-2 episode of Arrow. Fight scene were well done. Crisis setup was amazing. On my first watch, I remember not having any trust toward the monitor because he was well done, great character. The story wasn't all black and white. Season 8 is a love letter to the fan and a great send up for Oliver Queen's story. The series finale was very emotional. I had much more tears in my eyes than what I remember having in my first watch, because on my second watch, I accepted the fact that one of my favorite shows ended. After following the show for 7 years, I missed season 1 when it came out, and I discovered the show in 2013 during its second season. Mia was one of the weakest characters, but by the series finale, I started enjoying her. She was made more interesting and less one-dimensional. William was great, much better than his kid counterpart. I still have hopes for Stephen Amell to come back as an alternate version of Green Arrow in future crossover events. So let's go read other people comments. It was the perfect ending. Too much of a press into the future of Arrow mixed with a way too much political. Okay, I don't agree with that, Thanatos. We have not watched the same thing. Awesome show, great action. Thank you, Stephen Amal. Great in scope and ambition, emperor by slipshod execution and budget. The crisis itself needed more episode and money. The build-up should have been better, I guess, because the guy didn't like the season. Worst season, sorry, love this show, but too many new elements, and the fast-forward future stuff and ending over is just not as good as where it started. It was just unbelievable. This didn't feel like our realistic, grounded and dark like the first two seasons. It was just a prelude of the crossover Crisis on Infinite Earth. Arrow season 8 is one of the best seasons. This show not only does it give an amazing send off to Oliver Queen, but it brings back characters such as Rory, Tommy, Mora. Okay. So, here are my closing thoughts. I truly believe Arrow was really good. Now, hear me out. A lot of people did not like the later seasons of the show, and I cannot blame anybody. Everyone has their own taste. But just take a look to the audience score again. This one had a lot of love and a lot of hate. It's 56. Then you go to 7, it's 50. So this one is like people liked and people did not like. I liked it, you won't like it. Your neighbor won't like it, but your cousin will like it. And now we get okay, this people tend to not like it. So out of 10%, only 4.5 will like it. If you got like 20%, you will probably get 9% liking it. But now take a look, 64. This is really good considering it's season 5 and season 4 was a disaster. I consider this being good. Now we all know how of a disaster this thing is. People pulled the plug on the show because of that season. Now people can argue it's decent. Cannot blame them. Look at that, 87. Let's go back to season 1. 82. Now let's go take a look to Daredevil because it's known as a staple. It's known as one of the best TV show that was made. Like, ask anybody, they liked it. 92. So it's a bit better than Arrow. Here again, it's similar. It's considered a bit better than Arrow. But I feel like there's a cheat code here because of the Punisher. Look at that. Okay. Daredevil is a heavyweight. But let's go over to another heavyweight. You see, now let's go take a look. Season 1. And they only did, oh my, season 1 and 2. And I don't know if there's a third season. 67, 61. These are like season 3 of Arrow and season 5. It cannot reach 80. And Arrow had 2 seasons with 80, 2 seasons with 60, 2 with 40, and 2 with 50. So it's all over the place, Arrow, but it's never really a disaster. Just take a look to the other ones. 68, 70. Let's just go take a look to this. Oh my, 20, 55. I did not even finish season 1. I gave up like in episode 5. You see, this scales to Arrow Season 1. This scales. We are in Season 2 of Jessica Jones. This scales to Arrow Season 5. I did not even know there was a third season. I haven't watched it. I remember watching Season 2, but I don't remember 3. 73, it's like Season 3-ish. Let's go on DC side. $62, it's like Arrow Season 3. It's like Arrow Season... It's like Arrow Season 5. Maybe not. Like, more like... Probably Season... It's really hard to scale this to Arrow, but... See, it's dropping. It's normal. Usually show tends to drop. Look at that. It scales to like Arrow Season 5. And now we enter the Arrow Season 4 territory. Oh, 64. I'm shocked. People are too generous with legends. So anyway, all of this to let you know Arrow was good. Yes, it has a few mistakes here and there, but they were around for 8 years. Just tell me one show you watch for like 8 years where the quality was not all over the place like Arrow. Just speak to me and tell me which series past season 3 or 4 is so good. In my mind, Dexter is the only example, but even there, Dexter had, for most people, 4 great seasons, and then it went downhill in season 5, and Dexter had 8 seasons, and if we count the other one, they had 9. So this means they failed season 5, 6, 7, 8. Arrow failed 3 and 4. And Arrow had a few mistakes here and there in 6. But yeah, what are your thoughts about Arrow? Was Arrow any good? Like, comment, and subscribe for more Arrowverse content. We will see each other in future video. Have a great day.